going live. Hi, everybody.
Good morning to you.
Oh, I'm in the middle of discussing something else. Okay, this is it, everybody. This is it. This is unbelievable. So we've been discussing how do we somehow navigate this life in which we see polar opposites. We see people that are completely different kind of people. Left brain people, right brain people, poet people, engineering people, people that rub us wrong because they seem to be built out of different material than us. So the first theme that we discussed in this whole analysis of these 32 chapters is the need for deep humility, right? To feel our nothingness is to the extent that we're something, right? Then there's no room for anybody else on this planet. What we're doing now is we're now going further with that. We're saying that ultimately differences and polar opposites in the world flow from two divine creative modalities, Chesed and Gvura, right? Which is the modality of revelation and the modality of concealment. Those are two primal modalities of creation. And in order to create unity between those two, we have to draw upon a light which precedes the creative modalities, the Or Ein Sof, the light of the infinite one. Well, how do we draw down that light? Like, what do we see the clouds? Like, where do you draw it down from? Like, how do you schlep it down into this universe? So we saw the answer yesterday. The answer is Torah. Torah precedes creation. Kadma le'olam. Torah precedes the world. That's why the Kodesh Baruch Hu, we say, looked into the Torah, Ubara Alma, and he created the world. Because the Torah precedes the world. So that light, which is the Torah, since it precedes the world, it can therefore create synthesis between different opposing components, because it's a light which precedes the world. Hey, Dr. Coffee, okay over there? Looked like you were thinking.
Me?
No, your worse half.
I just heard him.
Your worse half.
I took my first one.
Okay. I get worried when people are thinking. Makes me nervous.
Now that's funny. Amen.
So, Rebbe, you said the Torah preceded everything.
You know
Yeah.
what?
So does that mean, like the 5 books of Moses, everything that happened, everything was all there prior to?
Yeah, in a mystical way. I mean, because it's hard to, when we say it's there, what does that mean? There's no physical universe. Right. It's not like there's a Torah scroll, right? It's a mystical idea. So now we're gonna learn. Everybody ready? V'zeu karov Hashem l'chol kol rav. We say in Tehillim, we're about to say this twice because it's in the Ashrei. Karov Hashem l'chol kol rav. Kol asher yikru v'emet. Hashem is close to all who those call upon, who also call upon him in truth. We said that the word emet, truth, that's Torah. Because emet, truth, is the sphira of Tiferet, right? It's the harmonious blending of Chesed and Gvura, which precedes. How do you make the harmonious blending? By the force with the light, which precedes the impulse of concealment versus revelation. And that is called Tiferet. Tiferet is the harmonious blend, and that's also called Emet, truth. That's why it's Abraham, Isaac, but Jacob. Jacob is the harmonious blend, okay? So we're going to now go a little bit deep into this. So when you call upon him, meaning to draw down the very essence of the light of the infinite God from the supernal delights. Shashuim hatzmim. We talked about this yesterday. It's the same word as a toy in Hebrew. Tzatzua. It's this word toy because it's the very primal aspect of God. The idea of ratzon, desire, will. Will precedes everything. Be'emet the Torah. When we say truth, it means the truth of Torah. Lishma. That's what it means to study Torah lishma, for its own sake. What does it mean to study Torah for its own sake?
Not that you want. You're not studying for any kind of reward.
Absolutely. We're not studying so people call us, oh boy, look at Zev over there. What a great scholar he happens to be, but not for that reason. But this is even going deeper. It's saying, why do we study Torah? We should, every time we study Torah, like right now, we should be thinking, I'm doing this in order to draw down the higher light, which will create unity in the world of opposites. Can you imagine that? That'll be our kavanah. That'll be our intention. Every time we sit down to learn Torah, we will say, I'm learning Torah in order to draw down the higher light, which will unite all polar opposites and adversarial forces in the world.
Yeah.
It's going to bring shalom.
Oh, this is great. The Iranians are on their way.
Isn't this amazing?
Yeah.
So forget about a peace conference. Forget about this and that. You want to create peace in the world? Draw down the ultimate force of peace, shalom, which is Torah. Through the letters of the Torah that brings peace into the world. This is the whole point of learning Torah. Whoa, let's not go to work today. Everybody just sit around and learn Torah all day. Can everybody handle that? Okay. By learning the written Torah and the oral Torah, saying it out loud, repeating it. Now, this is an unbelievable image. This is going to change your lives. I'm serious. I don't think I'll ever be the same again after this. Our sages tell us that anybody who learns Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is learning Torah with him. You know that the way that people learn Torah in yeshiva is a chavruta. A chavruta means two people sit with you. You don't learn. There's not a library. You don't sit in the corner and learn it. You sit and learn with somebody, and you learn it out loud with each other. You know who your chavruta is every time you learn Torah? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when you're uttering the words of Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is uttering the words of Torah too. This is amazing. Like it says in Tehillim and Psalms, the Lord is your shadow. You know what happens with a shadow? Unless you're a vampire. Your hand casts a shadow. What does the shadow do? Hopefully, it moves too. Hashem is your shadow. When your lips move to words of Torah, what happens to Hashem's lips, as it were? Hashem's lips are also reciting Torah. That's also the deeper meaning of that verse when we say that the voice is the voice of Jacob in the Torah, right? Hakol kol Yaakov, but the hands are the hands of Esav. The voice is the voice of Jacob. Dezeu kol Torah. We say, what does it mean, the voice of Jacob? Jacob is a synonym for truth, was synonym for Torah. Hakol. V'hainu lefisha b'kol zeot yot Torah mo'orer lamala liyot hamshachat roin so b'chochma ilah de Torah shalamala. That when we speak words of Torah, we speak letters of Torah, it arouses the light of the Infinite One through the supernal wisdom of the higher Torah. That's a mouthful. Vivkinat kol Hashem. It's the voice of God. Every time we say the words of Torah, the voice of Hashem is saying the words of Torah too. Comes into the world. Shu korei v'shoneh gam ken ito hamikra v'oto halacha k'negdo shehu hitlabshut or inso b'kol Torah tekom she'ayta Torah kedusha etzlo sha'ashuim v'zeu shikru b'mash be'emet the Torah v'hainu lishma l'shem Torah shebekriya zo Hashem korei mamshich atzmo b'Torah b'chinat sha'ashuim atzmim mamash. So whenever we say the words of Torah, that Hashem then invests himself, right? Hashem is saying the words of Torah. And when we say the words of Torah, what's coming into the world by our uttering words of Torah is the divine voice, God's voice, right? Which is that higher light, which is going to create unity and shalom in the world. Ubazeva Daina says shalom. Through this certainly is created peace. And a peace which is a real peace. But Pamalu Shamala in the heavenly spheres and in the earthly spheres. The heavenly, right? The celestial and the terrestrial. Shezehu yichud v'itchabrut bein yud v'hei. We say in the celestial spheres, we mean the unity between the Yud and the Hey. The first two letters of Hashem's name, the Yud and the Hey, which is the force of concealment, the forces of revelation. Peace is made between those two letters through the higher light that we create through our learning of Torah. Shu nikraim train re'im delo mit parshin. And the Zohar says that forces of concealment and forces of revelation will become like two friends which never will be separable. We're inseparable friends. Instead of these two forces looking at each other like adversarial enemies, all forces in the world, even those that seem like they're coming from different places, the dots and the lines, the left and the rights, will all become two friends that are inseparable. But seem to be that's what truth is about, that they become inseparable and they have a symbiotic relationship, complementary relationship, a strengthening relationship. That's what a friend is. You help your friend, and your friend helps you. I am on behalf of my beloved and beloved on behalf of mine. We're just talking about this wonderful relationship over here between Elisheva and his worse half, Levi. Right? And I'm only quoting you, Levi Avraham, not because he's humble. So it is two inseparable friends that empower each other. That all opposites become blended together in the right blend. Mizigah nechona. In modern Hebrew, that same word mizigah can mean air conditioning. Because what's an air conditioning do? The machine, it blends air. Right, mizigah. So when we learn Torah, we're doing like cosmic air conditioning. We're conditioning all the forces in the world to be just in the right blend. Sha'azu emet, and that is what truth is all about. So when we learn Torah, it's going to bring in the light in the world like a spring. You know what a spring does?
Yeah, it cools everything off.
It cools everything off. And also, as opposed to a river, like a river, the Sierra snow, if there was such a thing as Sierra snow. So it melts and then comes down and it becomes, whatever. It's a river. A spring actually comes from the bowels of the earth.
I was going to say it comes up.
Comes up from the bowels of the earth. Comes from a place of hiddenness to revelation. When we learn Torah, it's like spring water. We're bringing refreshing spring water, which is coming into the world from a place of hiddenness into a place of revelation. V'zeo al pi herat or ein sof. That's what it means by bringing the light of the infinite God b'chokhmah the Torah shebiktav Torah sheba'al through learning the written Torah and the oral law. Shednekra sefer v'sipur. Now we're going to learn a beautiful, also Kabbalistic, beautiful thing about language. There are two words, sefer, sipur. It's the same root, sefer, sipur. A sefer is a book, beautiful. A sefer is a book, and a sipur, does anyone know what a sipur is? Oh, a sipur with a tzadi is a bird. A sipur with a samach is a story. Yeah, a story. So sefer, book, sipur, story. Think about the difference between those two things. Sefer is something that is written. A sipur is something that is spoken. Those are the two words which are symbolic of the written law and the oral law. But you see how they're united? Because it's the same root. Sefer, written, sipur, spoken. But it's the same root. Because through learning both the written law and the oral law, you bring into being this higher light, which has different expressions, very different expressions of written law and oral law. All expressions of truth, which is that force which reconciles and combines, harmonizes. It is that which mediates the forces of chesed and the forces of gvura, forces of concealment, and forces of revelation. That's why we say, and we're about to say it twice. We say Ashrei twice in Psukei de Zimra. We're about to say it, and then after towards the end of davening, we say it again, Ashrei, right? And so we're going to say, Karov Hashem l'chol korav. Hashem is so close to those who call upon Him. To all those who call upon Him in truth through Torah, that Hashem, the higher light, even a higher light than Yud Kei Vav Kei, is a higher light than Yud Kei Vav Kei, a higher light than the four-letter name of God. a higher light which is actually going to reconcile the Yud and the Hey and bring ultimate shalom
It says right here
into the world.
at the end of in Kelly, Rabbi Eliezer says on behalf of Rabbi Chanina, Torah scholars increase peace in the world.
That's right.
Oh, that is beautiful.
That's right.
That is the deeper meaning. Thank you, Zev. Talmidei Chachamim Marbim Shalom Ba'olam. If we learn Torah properly, we bring shalom into the world because we bring in that higher light, which even transcends the letters of Hashem's name, which then causes this harmonization of all forces which seem to be
It
opposite.
says, and all your children will be students of Hashem, and your children will have peace.
Yeah.
And on that word shalom, there's not a better word than that. As our sages say, it's the last phrase of the Mishnah. There's no vessel better equipped for blessing in the world than shalom. So by learning Torah, we're going to create this vessel in which shalom is going to pour into the world. I just want to say appreciation for the journey we've been on in learning 32 chapters of this such important topic, especially during the 9 days, how to create shalom in the world, the opposite of baseless hatred, and bezchut, in the merit of the Torah. Been learning that on this Tisha B'Av, that we're going to all go to Yerushalayim with a Nefesh B'Nefesh flight. It's a free ticket.
Oh, okay.
It's just one way, though.
One way. One way.
One way, but it's the right way. It's one way, but the right way. Have a great life, everybody.
Have a great, safe